Everybody got our murders Tuesday, and so that means...
No storage place.
Talk. That's jive talk for marijuana.
Nudity on slick paper.
That means we're here again.
Well,
Yay.
obviously, because if we weren't here, we wouldn't be here.
Well, we didn't die in a mass shooting, which seems to happen every single
day.
second.
But yeah.
Now.
But hey, dude.
Like, holy Lord.
You're kind of starting this off on a fucking rough note,
I don't
man.
give a fuck. Everybody's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I gotta start them off on a happy. What am I gonna
No, I'm
give
saying
them
you're kind of dictating the turn,
tone?
the tone of this episode.
No. I'm just throwing my 2 cents in there that don't mean piss jack all, because the only person that's gonna see it and give 2 fucks is either Patrick or Laramie, you know, and that's that.
You're not ever going to put your 2 cents in there, then?
I mean, like, you know what my 2 cents is gonna be, so. You know, and just like we all know what we need to do. It doesn't. We're take away doors, ban doors. That's the problem. And like mental health. Let's do something about mental health. No, I mean, is that a problem? It sure fucking is. I'm like, are we gonna do something about it? Like, well,
I've never just
can we have
moved
a
the camera
conversation
mid-episode
Can we have a
before, but
conversation about anything? I'm like, no. Well, what are we gonna do? We're gonna bitch about it, and then we're gonna say it's Joe Biden's fault.
I guess I should have fucking taken that opportunity where you gave me to actually go on with the episode, but I kind of pushed you
I
into
just
this.
don't understand it. I mean, this shit was happening
sorry,
under Donald
people.
Trump's fucking watch, and they were like, hey, Republicans were gonna put together this gun legislation, and Democrats kept going, no, we don't want it, because we want to say it's Trump's fault.
Anyway, what we're here to talk about today is life in a small town. There is no title card, so, I mean, I'm showing a clip there, but there's no, life in a small town. It's from, like, 1950 whatnot, like 52 or something.
See, kids, this is what life was like before corporations swooped in and took control
Everything.
of fucking everything.
But we'll get into all that, because it starts off with this town of Millwood.
Fall has come to Millwood.
Yeah.
I want to say Millville.
Let's
I want to
call
say
it
Millfield.
Whitey Town.
Well, yeah, it's definitely 100% white.
David Duke Town.
But Mr. Anderson lives here.
The city where Richard Anderson lives.
Mr. Anderson. This is before he turned into Neo.
And it's a small town, obviously.
A city neither small nor large. Simply a normal community where people live together, work together, and do things for each other.
A small, white town.
Very small and very white.
It's not that small, really.
They enjoy
But that gets
things
back
like
in- I
white
guess-
milk
I guess
and
back-
white toast.
I guess back in the 50s, I guess every town had like 50 fucking stores in it.
And then-
Even this town. And the town, your town.
Every town had their own individual Walmart. You understand?
That's now.
No,
Now
I'm
every
saying,
town
like,
has...
back in the day, the towns had the Walmart, like the shoe store, the furniture store, the clothing store. Everything was there. The whole town was the Walmart.
But we will get into that.
Then Walmart bought the towns and said, "Fuck you!"
But we'll get to that. Because this is the story of one day in Millwood.
This is the story of one day in Millwood. Just any day.
We're going to China.
And inside Mr. Anderson's house, everyone's asleep.
All is quiet in the Anderson home. Everybody is asleep.
Except for Timmy.
No, Dick's asleep. His name's
Oh,
Richard.
Richard, sorry.
Richard's asleep.
It is still some time before Richard has to get up for breakfast.
Richard has his one creepy
What?
Nosferatu arm outside, and the other one's on the inside, dribbling the balls.
But anyway, I want to know, dude. I know you could probably Google this shit, but I can't because we're filming on my phone and I don't care.
Right.
But how did Richard become Dick?
What do you mean?
Like, how did Dick become short for Richard?
I don't know. I don't know the origins of the
Yeah, I know.
Dick
That's
Richard
fucking
thing.
weird, though, that they're like, Dick.
Dick. Maybe after Nixon? I don't know. You know, they were like, that guy's a
No.
dick. And they were like,
No, it was around well before fucking
Tricky
Dicky.
yes, he's a tricky dick.
But anyway, while Dick's asleep,
But while most people are still asleep, many are at work, doing things for other people. things which mean a great deal to the others, including Richard himself.
They're dairy workers.
While Richard sleeps, the men at the dairy are filling bottles with fresh milk.
And milkmen. Milkmen.
I thought you were gonna burp.
And long before daybreak, Richard's milkman picks up the milk and delivers it to the Anderson home in time for breakfast.
Yeah, milkmen and bread guys.
Bakers.
Bakers.
The bakers have been baking the bread for today.
Bread guys.
Okay. At this time, this is what me and Bert
They
were
haven't
talking about.
existed for so long, I forgot what the fuck they're called.
Bakers still exist.
No, they don't.
They just get paid fuck all, unless they're like,
I
you
mean, you
know.
were like, bakers still exist, you idiot. I'm like, yes, I know they do. I mean, small town bakers do not.
Yeah, they kind of do.
I mean, they do. They're making sort of a comeback now. That is kind of a thing that is making a comeback.
Yeah.
Besides coffee shops, is
Yeah.
little bakeries.
Yeah.
So that is kind of. I wish small town delis made a comeback. That needs to make a comeback, dude. You'd have a billion people fucking pouring in there if you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna have a deli," because the one mention of one as of late, this is a local thing. People went nuts.
Isley's. But anyway, speaking of Isley's, dude,
Yeah.
it was like, dude, I mean, I know that was a bigger company, but it was a Pittsburgh company, but
Right.
it was a bigger company. But dude, they
It
had,
was local.
yeah, they had fucking stores like in towns,
Yes.
and like, do you know Isley's was the one that first had made Klondikes? Did you know that?
I didn't
It was
know
an
that.
Isley's thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're in
And I guarantee they were way bigger then than they are now.
I guarantee
Dude, if
it.
you had, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've bitched about this before, but
With
if
the
you
size
had
of
one,
them?
dude, they're
No.
like, they used to be a fucking square.
Oh, they were big, yeah.
Thick ice cream.
Right.
They're like this thin now.
Oh, they're fucking shortchanging everything,
Dude,
are they?
Goldfish, dude. Trish bought a fucking bag of goldfish with crackers, teeth.
No.
They're like this fucking big now. They're like,
Well, dude, it's like, the jumbo family size bag of potato chips. You crack the fucker open and they're all the way at the
well,
bottom.
there's a fucking actual scientific reason for that.
I still don't like it.
Well, yeah.
That shit should be all the way to the top.
But anyway, then you'd have a bag of Crunch Dash chips, which would still be down at the fucking bottom.
As a side note, Jamie, she stocks that fucking shit. And I was bitching at her because she's there sitting there all rough and shit, grabbing potato chips and throwing them in the thing. I'm like, God damn it. I see. Now, if I was a customer, I'd be bitching at you right now. I'm like, fucking lady, I bought my Lay's potato chips just so your fucking ass can crumple them fuck up. She's all rough with them and shit. I'm like, you gotta treat that shit fucking, you can toss the fucking toilet paper around like that shit, not the potato chips. Yeah. I fired her ass. I'm like, God damn it. Look what you did to my tater
Wait,
chips.
were you talking about personally going with her?
No,
You went in and saw her at work?
Yes, me and Livs went. And we were I took Livs to go bike riding, and then we went and stopped, and she was fucking roughhousing the taters. So I gave her one more.
But anyway, let's get back to this, please. Because now we get like delivery guys.
Okay.
Bread which the delivery man now takes to stores and homes.
And truck drivers.
Long before stores and schools open, trucks are bringing food for Richard's dinner into town from nearby farms and distant places.
Back before they were trying to influence fucking political
But-
fucking things.
What
When they
you
would
said-
like drive trucks around and take food around.
But like you said about, hey, look, and that guy was able to feed his entire family.
Yeah, okay. That was more what I said about like the bakers and stuff. It was like, dude, that baker guy, that guy right there.
Was able to own a home,
Yeah, he owned a home.
a car.
Yes.
Two of them probably.
He had a wife at home that didn't have to work,
Well-
and he had kids.
Did he really have a life at home? Let's not guarantee that.
I'm generalizing.
Okay.
But like, and he says say he had like 2 kids because it's 1950s. There was a lot of like 2. I mean, there was a lot of more kids, but it was mostly a 2-3 kid fucking deal back in the 50s. But it was like that dude was able to support a whole entire family, have a house and the fucking car, pay all of his fucking bills,
And
all
save
that
for
shit,
retirement.
and go on vacations every fucking year.
Yes.
And do this and do that, and have health insurance. And all this other stuff back then. Now,
Unions existed back
how
then.
fucking rare is it that there's only a 1-income family?
Because-
It's fucking rare.
Because unions existed back then, and corporations demonized unions, and then now people are just indoctrinated to think that unions suck, even though they know nothing about them.
Yeah, dude.
It's like the word
mean,
liberal,
sure.
like
Yeah, sure. There's always shady shit going on with everything, and yes, there was shady shit going on with unions and stuff.
Well,
but
yeah.
still, it kind of still made
Yeah.
life for the workers
for the most
better.
part, it worked out pretty well for the workers. Like it wasn't all corrupt than whatever. But corporations got you to believe that shit. So, ta-da. And now you're like, how comes we don't get a good shake on things? Because you have no say in fuck all.
Yeah.
Jack.
Or even that just like companies were willing to pay their fucking employees a livable wage.
Yes. I mean, they actually gave 2 fucks.
Yeah.
The boss knew who the fuck you were.
He came over to your house. Yeah, he came over to your house for dinner once.
Yes.
It was nice.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know?
But yeah, but like you had like picnics and shit. You knew each other.
Yeah, work picnics.
Yeah.
Dude, my dad worked at a fight. Obviously, it's
You
Pittsburgh.
didn't have to worry about a mass shooting every time you went to one.
But dude, obviously, being Pittsburgh, my dad worked at a fucking steel mill and stuff.
Yeah.
There was always the Allegheny Ludlam fucking like company picnic day at Kennywood, or they would have like a big fucking thing every year at like a sportsman's club. And like, you know, it was a big fucking deal, man.
Yeah. That shit existed.
And it's like the union shit, man. But he had like, union shit. You know, there was always like union fucking gatherings and stuff. They went on strike a few times, but they always got better fucking deal within their contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
My dad had great fucking health insurance, which nobody could fucking imagine nowadays. They basically didn't have to pay for fuck all.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to pay some, but every prescription free.
Because the
prescriptions were paid for.
They had a say. Now the worker has no say, and you get nothing. And people were like dumbfounded. They're like, "Well, I mean, is it Biden's fault? Is it this person's fault?" No. It's generations before you that made decisions that have fucked your life. You know, so you can't blame Joe. You can't blame Trump. Blame the asshole 30 years ago that let go.
Blame Reagan.
Blame Reagan. Blame all those dicks.
Yeah.
Blame Clinton. Fucking Clinton came in and took regulations off of corporations and shit. All these assholes had their hand in it.
Yeah.
So the guys now, you know, they're just whatever.
But anyway, we're
I'm just fucking saying.
That's true. It's true. It's true.
They demonized unions. They demonized anything that would have helped the working man. And they made you believe it. They made you hate yourself. They made you hate you.
others and others.
Yes, but hate others that are you. You know, you're just hating a version of you that's not you, but it's you. You know, and they made you think that they might get more than you, and you know what I mean. They pit you against him, and you against them, and them against you. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're making out, and you ain't making shit.
Anyway, back to the days when people made shit.
But unions are bad. Blah, 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 blah,
back to the day when people made shit. We have a butcher here unloading a fucking truck of meat.
And from a refrigerator truck, the butcher is already unloading meat.
Hawk meat! Ah, no, it's hawk meat, no! See, this is back in the day, regulations, they didn't care about hawk meat. That's the one thing, look, there were unions, and there were things like that, but PETA didn't exist, nobody gave a fuck. They would beat the shit out of dogs, and Dorothy's dog probably got beat the shit out of, he didn't listen, you know, and that probably was hawk meat.
And I mean, but anyway, now let's talk about operators in the phone line.
All night long in the telephone building, operators have been busy at the switchboards putting through telephone calls that people need to make during the night, perhaps to a doctor or to a fire station.
Not in the phone lines, but whatever.
In the phone lines? In the Matrix.
So,
back in the day.
Basically, the whole point of this is how a society works.
Yes. Something
we need to
all forgot.
Yeah, what happened, dude? What happened to, like, these fucking educational films? Like, these educational films were shown to kids and be like, kids, this is how a society works.
And I used to think it ridiculous. I think we need them again.
Yeah, I mean, they could use some updating because they're pretty fucking sexist and stuff.
Sexist and racist at times.
Yeah. But, like, the general fucking undertones of some of these need to be taught again.
Yes, how a society works. Someone makes something. You give them paper that means
nothing. Yeah,
But they give you some shits, and then it's just a cycle that keeps going.
Yeah.
And you support each other and stuff. And I mean, you know, nowadays people are like, no, I'd rather just call somebody a cocksucker on Facebook.
So water plant workers.
In the city's water plant, pumps are running day and night to keep Millwood's reservoirs filled. Men keep checking gauges so that Richard or anyone else can be sure to get water at any time.
Like, you don't want to help society at all? No!
Power plant workers.
At the power plant nearby, engineers keep watch all through the night so that there will be electricity whenever Richard or others need it.
Yeah.
The post office.
At the post office, men work all night sorting out the mail for each mailman so that the letters will be in the right place when Richard's mailman comes to work in the morning.
They were all happy because they all made a living wage. Nobody got freaked out. No mass shootings. You know, they weren't paying $5, $6, $7, $8 a gallon for gas and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
The newspaper office,
Men and women work hard to meet the deadline for Millwood's morning paper.
before it became all clickbaity, fucking, look what blah, blah, blah did. Click here.
I don't know what that song is. Why does life got to be so hard?
Hell, even while Dick is still asleep, there's a
get up,
there's a paper boy out there doing his paper boy thing.
I know. There are people out
Throwing
there
papers through
contributing-
windows and dodging and shit.
There are people out there contributing to society. Well, this motherfucker is still in bed playing with his ding dong with one arm with his Nosferatu fingers hanging out.
Well, he does finally get up.
Finally.
For Richard, the day is just beginning. For Richard and for most of the other people in Millwood.
And he walks to school.
Every morning on his way to school, Richard sees the people of his community going about their jobs.
It is 40 layers of wool.
It's 80 degrees, Mom. Take the coat off.
He looks and thinks about linemen.
People like the linemen, whose job it is to keep the electric lines in Millwood in good repair.
Like power
Offensive
linemen.
lineman?
No.
Because he's gay.
And he goes past the grocery store.
Richard has really never stopped to think how people of his city depend on each other. Take this grocery store. His mother shops here, and he often comes to buy things from Mr. Shore, but he has never thought what the city would be like without a grocery store.
You actually know the owner of. It's not owned by a corporation.
Oh my God.
It was Mr. What was it? Mr.
Amazing.
Snooze or was
Mr.
Mr.
Snooze.
Shore's grocery store?
Mr. Shore's grocery store. Then there's Schindler's List shoe department.
Well, yeah, there was like
Give the shoes to the Jews. that was his dash.
and hell, dude, even a fucking furniture store.
It's easy to see that the people who work in stores in the city are doing important work for their neighbors. Our community needs many kinds of people doing many kinds of work.
This is what towns used to fucking be.
Yes,
there
were
used to be
shoe
stores
departments
where,
and-
like,
and
okay,
furniture and things you could buy in
you would
town.
buy a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
They would be leather shoes.
made by
At
the
this
guy
time.
there, probably.
Well, not necessarily,
Sometimes.
but he'll mostly work on
They
them.
can repair
Okay,
them.
but yeah, you get yourself a fucking pair of leather shoes.
Right.
And, you know, it's the 50s, so there's not a lot to do, but there's still stuff to do. But, like, you take care of your fucking shoes, man. And, like, something happens to them, you take them to dude.
And
Dude fixes them.
Yeah.
And then you have those shoes for, like, years and years and years and years,
And
right?
you're like, hey, dude, I'll see you at the bar because you all live in the same town. You
Yeah.
know each other.
And it's like, so those shoes last for years. Nowadays, what do? You're like, you buy a pair of like $200 Nikes. I don't, but you
I
do.
know, it's
And
like-
then they fucking fall the fuck apart in
Yeah.
like a year. You're like, oh, I
And
guess I'm going to
you can't-
buy another
Oh,
150 pair.
I'm going to go all the way to China and bitch at that 10-year-old to put my shoe together. You know,
Yeah.
you can't go to the local town shoe department, whatever. You know, but it's almost, it makes me think about, It's a Wonderful Life, you know. The cop knew, you know, remember he was like, George, don't you know me? I'm like, you're never going to have that situation because cop's like, oh, I killed 16 people in another district and they transferred me here. So the first day I strangled a black kid because he had a sandwich and I said it was a gun.
It's sad.
I
Because
mean,
we
that's
did.
fucking true. Though.
We
That shit
did
happens
have
every
like,
day.
you know, yeah, we had one that was kind of transferred to somewhere around the Pittsburgh area. I can't remember. But like, yeah, dude got in all kinds of trouble in other states, and then he ended up coming here, and I can't remember if he got in trouble or not. But
It's
you
like
haven't
the
heard the name forever.
priesthood. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, you
yeah,
got caught
yeah.
diddling kids? Go down
Shuffle,
the street.
shuffle.
Yeah, nothing to see here. Please disperse.
But yeah, dude, it was like, it pisses me. I mean, the internet, if you really want to, you can find people that make shoes.
Yes.
And you can find almost anything you want and from a small business.
Yes.
That's one good thing about the internet. But it's expensive. It's not as cheap as going to some fucking like Walmart and
You're
buying
gonna
some.
pay more.
Yeah, but it's better quality.
Yes.
But it's like, but you have the, which I kind of like doing, but it's also like, but you have to like
But-
save money somehow by going to fucking Walmart and giving that corporation
The
their
only
fucking
fucking
stupid
reason
money.
it is as expensive is because it is small. You know, if it had,
Yeah.
if more people were actually supporting said small businesses, they wouldn't be fucking small. And
Yeah.
they'd be able to put money into their business and add to production and shit like that and compete with the stupid corporations, beat them back, and small business win once again.
Yes.
I'm
Moving
running for
on.
office. That's my platform.
So
Eat shit.
stop talking about transportation like this huge ass taxi.
There must be ways for people to go from one part of town to another. Some go by taxi.
This awesome ass bus, which I wish I fucking owned because I drive that shit around the country.
You're-
I'd fucking marry pranksters that shit.
I love that you're
you
like,
know?
I live on that. I'm like, you might have to.
Yeah.
You're right. You're probably going to be there. And not on a new bus.
Yeah, we'll get
That
one of
fucking
these
thing.
big ass Greyhound buses with the big fucking Greyhounds
Yes.
on the side.
No fucking heat or air at all.
Blah 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 railroad stuff.
And there is a railroad station where trains come in and go to other cities and towns. Trains which carry people, freight, and mail.
Blah 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 mail trucks.
Trucks carry mail to the post office from the station.
Mail helicopters.
Helicopters bring mail to Millwood from nearby suburbs and towns.
Mail helicopters. I don't know if I trust that shit.
They need little space to land on. That's why they are good for carrying mail.
And then they showed another guy on the tarmac, you know, and he's just walking, and they're like, Tom, watch out for the blades!
Yeah, airports and airplane things.
Airplanes need larger airports than helicopters. That's why Millwood Airport is on the city's outskirts. Many people come to Richards City each day and many leave it by airplane.
So blah blah blah. Dick goes to fucking school.
He too has an important job in his community, the job of going to school, so that he can learn some of the things which will make him a good citizen when he is ready to take his place in the community.
Yep, in his giant wool coat,
Yes.
the 80-degree weather.
And while he's doing that, people are earning a living and whatnot.
People are contributing to society while Dick goes and gets an education.
Blah blah fucking blah. There are different jobs in town, and yes, it is kind of like how a society works.
Of course that's how a society works. I know we've forgotten that.
No matter what a person does to earn his living, many people in the community depend on him. And he in turn depends on many other people. People who work in factories, making goods for the stores to sell. People who work in offices, writing letters or keeping books. Some of the people are craftsmen and some are professional people, such as doctors and lawyers. Some are storekeepers. Many are housewives whose jobs are to manage their homes and take care of their children. Whatever a person does helps in little ways or in big ways to make his community a good place to live.
And like a mayor that cares about his town and not just sticking money in his fucking pocket.
The mayor was chosen by the citizens to run the city government with all its departments.
Fake news! He wasn't elected, it was stolen!
A police department that well, it's the 50s, so they were still fucking with and or killing black people, so just a police department.
Yeah.
Such as the police department. Policemen help make the community a safe place to live in. They direct traffic so that autos will move quickly and safely. It is their job to see that people obey the laws of the city. Even though the people have made these laws for their own safety, at times they have to be made to obey the laws.
Of course they were.
And then the fire department.
The firemen are always ready day and night to get to a fire as quickly as possible before the fire has spread and endangered the community.
Nobody ever bitches about the fire department because they're heroes. Did we talk about this in an episode? Because if we didn't, I think it deserves it. People are like, well, why do you fucking bitch about the police and not about the fire department and stuff like that? Because those motherfuckers are heroes.
Because
Those motherfuckers go into a fucking burning building
I
and
don't-
not fucking like, oh, can't go in there, might get hurt.
I would
We
say
talked about this
never
on something.
in the history of a fire has like somebody like, oh no, we found this black guy with an axe in his back because this fire guy was scared for his life. The fireman hit him, he was scared, so he put an axe in his head. Never heard that before.
I don't know, blah, 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 maintenance people of some sort.
The city government hires men to build bridges and to repair streets and sidewalks whenever it is necessary. Street lights make Millwood safer at night. And there are men whose job it is to keep these lights burning.
Health department people of some sort.
The city government also helps protect the people's health. It hires men to keep close watch over the city water supply to make sure that the water is pure. Men of the health department inspect places where food is handled to see that they are clean.
Yep.
Garbage men of some sort.
Men of another city department collect garbage and burn it. This too protects the city's health.
I love how they were like...
All white, of course. Because Millwood is white as fuck.
It's white as balls.
Millwood is Peckerwood.
It's fucking town talk bread white. But I love how they put it, like, they're like, oh, and there's the city dump. And I'm like, and all the chemicals pouring into the river that no one seems to know about. And 30 years later, then they'll have trials and shit like that. They'll be like, I can't believe you did this to this town.
But then they'll take those regulations away some years later, and now they don't care again about all the fucking shit going in the fucking air and the fucking... It doesn't fucking matter because playgrounds.
The city also provides playgrounds for children with special equipment like swings and slides and teeter-totters.
Yeah, and in every single election cycle, enter politician here, you know, the guys, I'm gonna do something. Nah.
Nobody does nothing about anything anymore, dude.
Everybody, but they all say it though, and it don't matter which side they're on.
I'm not talking about politicians. I'm just talking about
something.
people in general. Don't do nothing about nothing
Well, yeah,
anymore.
but then we trust. But yeah, we don't want to do nothing. But then we want to trust these nobodies who want to get elected to do nothing, you know. But they make money doing nothing. But we keep trusting them to do nothing. They wish they do nothing. I mean, that's one thing they do accomplish.
Nothing.
If I was a politician, I'd be on there like, hi, I'm blah, 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 and I've done nothing. I accomplished nothing. Here's my platform. Nothing. 2024, nothing, bang, bang, shoot, blow. Yeah. I fucking hate liberals. Nothing. And they're like, hey, I heard that. I heard he hates liberals. No.
Now Dick's playing with his balls on a public ball field.
After school, there is time for Richard to play on a community ball field.
Tennis was popular.
Tennis courts are popular on sunny days.
And so were rec centers.
Just jump into that segue. I'm just talking about whatever you're doing. And now Dick's playing with his balls.
But anyway, rec centers.
And when it gets colder, there's the recreation center, where people meet for parties and games.
Oh, shit.
When those were a fucking
they
thing.
Were a thing. Now they are a thing. They just hold heroin addicts. You know, huge supplies of Narcan.
Well, speaking about places where heroin addicts get hang out, the public library.
You sure you're not on it?
And all year round, there's the city library, with books and records and films for young and old.
The public library. Yeah, we're like something that nobody knows anything about anymore. Library.
Books?
Is that a milkshake? It
Books.
says it has berries.
I like how
in
that
it.
sounds. Books.
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 That's a fun word. Books.
It's like, yes, there's things in there called words. They're like
Words.
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 Words. I like that word. Words. And they're like, oh fuck. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I like
And we put Gatorade on the plants. It's electrolytes.
That's great because I just threw in a very under the radar fucking I like money. But anyway, church and stuff.
We're already there.
This is the church Richard and his family belong to. Here he goes to Sunday school. There are other churches in town for people who worship in ways different from Richard's family.
And look, dude, they were even semi-fucking thing about, look, other people go to other churches to
they're like,
worship their way.
There's other churches in the town. We don't like them, but they're there, you know. But, and they're like, great, more indoctrination.
Dude, they even have in Millwood, Peckerwood,
I believe this is what the right calls
they even have
grooming.
a radio and TV station.
Millwood has a radio and television station. The programs come from this building.
See, folks, on the right, this is what you call grooming.
And creepy howdy doody.
Howdy doody, y'all. Dude, that fucking thing would be in your goddamn nightmares when you were a kid.
Howdy
No wonder my
doody,
parents are
it's
fucked
howdy doody
because they
time.
grew up with that shit, you know? Looking at that doll from hell with its black, lifeless eyes.
Are you actually thinking howdy doody, or do you just get Black Devil Doll from House in your head? Are you picturing him now?
I might be picturing him, but I'm sure Howdy did the same thing, you know? He probably had Lucy in the room, you know, he's like, you don't really like Desi Arnaz, do you? Yeah, check out my wooden cock.
So anyway, blah blah fucking blah.
Ricky, he made me do 69.
Blah blah fucking blah. Millwood even has a goddamn movie theater.
Then there are the movies. The Andersons go often to the neighborhood theater.
Dude, this town had stores where you could buy products.
I'm stuck with the Lucy
Products.
and Desi conversation.
You could actually go into a place, a brick and mortar fucking place, and look at products and be like, I want to, and pick it up first and be like, I want this product.
Yes.
And not just have to go on some site and be like, here, Jeff Bezos, here's some money. I'll look at this picture and it's probably going to be crap when it's sent to me.
Here's my money.
But here's my money.
Now you can take Penis Rocket back up into the sky. And then take people like the great William Shatner and then just ignore his ass when you come back down. Some bouncing boo bitch came running over to you. Fuck you, Jeffrey!
I mean, I love Shatner. But
I like
if
Shatner.
some big boob bouncing bitch came up to me, I'd probably be like, hey, big boob bouncing bitch. And be like, sorry, Bill. I know, you're Captain Kirk.
I'm Captain Kirk.
Especially as well since we put that in something.
That's true. You
Dude, did you see? Speaking of Shatner, boy, this episode's all over the place. So speaking of Shatner, did you see that they're re-releasing Wrath of Khan for this 40th anniversary anniversary in theaters?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I want to say, dude, I would have been young. But I want to say, I remember as a very extremely young child being and seeing Khan in theaters with my mom. My mom was a pretty big fucking Star Trek fucking nerd. So
She
it's
was
like,
a
I
Trekkie.
saw every fucking one in the theaters from when I could. I never saw the first one, the motion picture, because who gives a fuck about that one?
Wow. You didn't care about Captain. There be whales here.
No, that's the fourth one. I
Oh,
love that
fucking
one.
forgot which one was which.
I'm talking about the very first boring ass one that had fucking. It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
God! Yeah, dude, old as fuck. Old.
And you don't look like he's ever gonna age.
You know, okay, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it kind of loosely does. Me and Trish yesterday on YouTube, when we were hanging out eating and stuff, I fell across like a Ed Sullivan show playlist of all these bands, you know, that was on Ed Sullivan, from the
Yeah.
Beatles, Elvis, Mamas and the Papas, fucking Hermits, every fucking thing you can imagine, Roy Orbison.
For all you idiots out there, that was Kimmel and Fallon before those two boneheads.
Yeah,
And
that's
before
slightly different, but
Carson,
yeah.
before all of them.
But anyway, it's like, dude, remember, even when we were kind of growing up, some shows did it.
Millennials don't think anything
But-
happened before they were born.
But, like, you know, what happened to shows like Ed Sullivan or American Bandstand, where, like, popular or, you know, upcoming bands would have national exposure on a fucking...
yeah, but
thing.
that's how we feel. But they do. They have YouTube. Nobody gives a fuck. You know?
Fuck them. I don't want to see them. I want to see... No, I don't want to see any... Never mind. You're right.
They-
I don't want to see
they
any of
have
these
YouTube.
fuckballs
That's the only
now.
way they get exposure is YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I guess kind of that's how... Yeah.
YouTube has become their
I
bandstand.
have found multiple bands because of YouTube. Awesome bands. So...
Yeah, so
Never mind.
Credit to YouTube for being basically every small town. You know, well, every small town had a station. You know, and definitely like Tennessee. In Tennessee, they had stations that the country music stars would go
I mean,
to.
dude, if you even want to get into more like that, it was like they had TV stations like Pittsburgh. Remember they had like Chiller's Theater
Right.
with Chili Billy Cardelli, or
Right.
like, you know, Zachary,
Yeah.
or fucking Sven Gulli, horror hosts.
He's still around.
Well, it's a different Sven
Well,
Gulli.
right. But yeah, but
Sven Gulli's been dead, man. He's been dead.
he's like the Phantom. You know, he handed down the
Yeah.
Svengoolie.
But whatever. Dick's dad likes to play with balls too. He likes bowling.
Oh, okay.
One evening every week, Richard's father goes bowling. He belongs to a bowling league with some of his friends. That's his favorite evening recreation.
Yeah, but Dad has the worst bowling puss arm.
I mean,
you've ever
he
seen.
gets 9.
He barely got the ball down.
I know,
there.
but he got 9.
Oh, fuck him. He got 9. He
Dick-
should have got 10.
Dick goes to bed.
When Richard goes to bed, he may have thought very little about his community, what he has done for it, and what it has done for him.
And he assumes the position right away. Puts his arm underneath, grips the nuts, and he goes, it's his fucking Nosferatu arm across the thing all creepy like. It's like, what are you doing, Dick? What is that? What is this?
So, community or whatever the fuck never sleeps.
But the community's work never stops. There's bread to be baked. Bread which Richard will eat tomorrow.
You know, it all goes on again.
Yeah, well,
the bakers,
Richard-
the butchers, the candlestick makers.
While Richard's sleeping like a lazy fuck that he is, everybody out there has to do the job.
So that was that.
Da-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I mean, no. Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
You were gonna say some shit.
I was.
What were you gonna say?
I don't want to because...
So,
no. I just
Then
think
don't.
it's... yeah, I'm not.
or
It's,
do it so your heart, your chest could explode.
I mean,
You
it,
get off
it does want to come out, and I think it's a conversation that needs to be fucking had.
Well, then,
But...
make it the
I don't think
short
I can
version.
articulate it good enough. I think I will make myself look more like an asshole or an idiot than I
More
normally
than
do.
you do? Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So I'm not. So never mind. But it's a conversation that needs to be had. But you don't know what it is. So anyway, on that
How
note,
the hell are you supposed to have an idea if you won't tell him or give him any,
no. It's just no. No.
No.
On that note, for Gutter and Bird, we'll see you later.
Worst. Oh wait, yeah.
But yeah, I know. It was no. What? No, I don't even want to. I'm continuing to listen to the outtakes, and I really shouldn't. But it's like, because if I keep continuing talking about it, I'm going to actually end up talking about it.
What?
It's a conversation me and you had earlier, kind of, loosely. You probably weren't even paying attention, because that's what you do. I fucking talk, and you go, just waiting for yourself, that space for me to stop talking so you can just go yourself.
If you had anything interesting to say.
But yeah. But anyway, here's some more outtakes about... What?
You should say something. Give it the short version of what.
No, because no version's going to make me look...
Fucking Picard?
No version's going to make me look smart or anything. It's just going to like this idiot, this idiot's just an idiot.
Dude, if you had
$1 for every time somebody said this idiot's an idiot, I'd have a lot of
if
dollars.
you had Neil deGrasse Tyson beside you, you'd look like, okay, we both look really stupid.
We'd look stupid with like...
A third grader.
Yeah, stand beside us. We had like... I could do math. You two fuckers can't.
That's why we need Neil to get the time machine. I'm gonna write him. And big bold letter, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Crayon.
I need a time machine.
And he's gonna think it's from a kid to be adopted mom and be like, I'm 40
44.
something. Yeah.
And they were like, God damn. Like, I'm sorry.
But anyway.
I'm stupid. I want to go back in time and get a better education.
Anyway, here's some stuff.
Jesus. I love your like, here's some stuff.
And still no real luck. Nothing we've actually went to look at yet, house-wise. We've seen some ones where like, maybe we'll go drive to see like how far it is in the area and stuff. But like, I don't know, one of them had just street parking. We're like, fuck that. We don't want street parking again.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're picky. But like, yeah, I mean, we're in no fucking rush, but we do want the fuck out of here. Especially since the fucking Chester sold it to those fucking new people, which don't give a flying fuck about it at all.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it got sold.
Yeah, Chester sold it a while ago. He was old as fuck, man.
Oh.
But yeah, he sold to these fucking brothers or whatever. And like, yeah, I guess they allow dogs and shit now. Which is like, that's kind of fucking torture to have multiple dogs. Like the people that moved in 2 doors down, they have multiple dogs at a place this fucking small. And, you know, they're not, well, one's a Chihuahua, the other one's like a normal sized fucking dog and shit. And then this dude comes over and brings his normal sized dog and everything. And it's like, dude, this place is fucking tiny.
But doesn't have room for dogs.
Yeah, but a cat, yeah, I guess. It's even kind of small for a fucking cat.
Small
but,
for a cat, but still.
But yeah, but
That's one thing.
3 fucking dogs?
Yeah, that's a bit much.
And it was like when Chester owned this place, when people moved out, he would like, you know, have people come in and clean the apartment, like clean the rugs or, you know, just clean the apartment. You know, not these people, man. Somebody moves out within a day, there's fucking people moving in. It's crazy. It's like, are they just doing it to people they know? It's like they haven't fixed fuck all. Like there's a light back in that back parking lot, which, you know, they stupidly eliminated one of the fucking spots for that fucking shed they were trying to rent out. Like, oh, you can't have any storage included in your rent. We have to fucking rent out fucking more fucking storage to you. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, there's a light back there where Trish parks. You know, it gets dark. It's dark as fuck back there. I was like, yeah, Trish is fucking written letters in the mail. I mean, and with our rent check and stuff saying, yo, this fucking light in the back don't fucking work. I go out there every night to leave for work, and I can't fucking see, and blah, blah, blah. And nothing. Change the fucking light bulb. That's it. That's all I gotta do. Change the fucking light bulb.
Apparently they don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
How many apartment managers does it take to change a light bulb?
And then they have they have some kind of fucking landscape people come in that Mario Karted around this fucking place, man. Redneck as fuck, man. All these red motherfuckers, redneck as all fuck, sitting there on their fucking, you know, big ass mowers, like
flying past. I think it's all commercial. It's like, nah, dude, no, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not kidding at all, man. It looks like Mario Kart, man. They're just like...
And they don't even do a good job. They just do a shitty, shoddy job. They bounce.
And then, like, the methiest of the meth comes around with the fucking weed whacker at the end.
Just tearing up all your shit.
And then they take off.
Digging holes in your shit.
But anyway, enough about bitching about that.
Yeah.
Let's bitch about...
Let's
other
bitch
things.
about the 50s.
No, we're probably not going to bitch about the 50s. We're going to fucking romanticize the 50s while bitching about now.
Yes.
Anyway.